Hi, Angie. I'm Bill.
Hi there, Bill. I'm Angela. Nice to meet
Angela,
you.
thanks for coming out tonight. Appreciate you spending your time to come here for this interview. If you don't mind, if you'll have a seat, we'll begin.
Okay.
Now, the first thing I need to ask you, Angela, is what is your major?
Business management.
Okay, fantastic. Do you have any questions for me before we begin?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, fantastic. Comfortable?
Yes.
All right, let's begin. Angela, in your own words, how would you describe yourself?
I'm an overachiever. I like to give 110% of everything that I do. If I don't know something, I like to ask. Therefore, I do it correctly. That pretty much sums it up.
Okay, fantastic. How has your education prepared you for a career?
Well, my education is continuing to prepare me for a career in business management. I have also been a manager before, therefore I'm kind of experienced in the area.
Okay. Angela, when did you graduate high school?
Let's just say that I do have a diploma, and that was some years ago. But thank you for the flattery.
Okay. Well, then let me follow that up and let me rephrase it. Are you over the age of 18?
I have an 18-year-old son, so
Okay.
yes.
All right. Why did you choose the career you are now pursuing?
Because I don't like being told what to do.
Okay. Angela, describe a time when you set your sights either too high or too low.
Okay. When I set my sights too low is, I kept going back to the fast food company because I had a lot of friends that were telling me that fast food management was really high paying. Well, if you're not getting to the manager position, you can pay just like everybody else that is in high school. And I just really fell out of my league, so I decided to challenge myself.
Okay, good answer. Angela, give me an example of a time when you tried to accomplish something and failed.
Well, I don't think that you actually fail something if you attempt it. I think that you fail something if you don't attempt.
Good answer. Angela, tell me about a time when you had to go above and beyond the call of duty to get a job done.
Okay. I worked at BA Promotions, and I was the manager over the screen room. Therefore, all the t-shirts or any other type of material that was going to be printed with logos on there, they had to be a certain amount done the correct way and at a time limit that was set. Well, being the manager, if our screen explosion didn't work out the way it was supposed to whenever it washes out, and it completely washed out the image, we had to go back to square one, which the emulsion time would last about 4 minutes to 4 hours, depending on the heat and the humidity. So there was times whenever we printed up until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and did not leave. So above and beyond to make sure that our customers were happy. I've done that before and I'm willing to do that again.
Okay. Angela, if you don't mind, tell me, what are your greatest weaknesses?
Greatest weaknesses. That is a difficult. My spelling would probably be one of the worst weaknesses that I do have, but I'm currently working on that as well.
And that's why they have spell checkers.
Absolutely.
Do you smoke or use alcohol?
Oh, that's a legal question. Why would you ask that? I have never had a problem with anything that I do outside of work interfering with my job. You can put a drug test on me at any point in time and I will pass it.
All right, let me kind of follow it up with, are you able to comply with the company's substance abuse policies?
Well, I don't know what your policies are because I haven't read them yet, but I would tell you that I don't agree with substance abuse. Therefore, I don't do it at all.
Okay, what is your typical way of dealing with conflict? Give me an example.
If you have conflict with a co-worker, you need to approach that person because it's probably more than likely a misunderstanding. You just took something the wrong way, they didn't mean it that way. Just give them an opportunity to be able to explain what the situation was.
Angela, tell me about a time when you were able to successfully deal with another person, even when that individual may not have personally liked you or you didn't like him or her.
If I don't like somebody, that doesn't mean that their work ethic is not genuine. So it doesn't, you have to pull yourself out of that situation and you have to put yourself into their shoes to some extent to find out what's going on in their world and why they would not be able to get along with you.
All right, now give me an example of a time when you had to make a split-second decision.
That goes to the current job that I'm at right now, which is at in the ER. There's times when we had a gunshot victim that walked into the ER and he was profusely bleeding. So natural training of BSI Scene Safe, which is glove up, gown on, whatever we needed to do to protect ourselves from whatever he had. That was very important. So it was a split-second decision of, do I keep myself safe so I continue to care for other patients, or do I expose myself and my family to diseases just because he was shot? So I took the time to put gloves on before I attended to him, and he did make it. So
Good call. Tell me about a time when you missed an obvious solution to a problem.
oh my goodness, okay. The printer had malfunction and it kept on spitting out papers and papers and papers, and I kept trying to hit stop and discontinue, and I should have just unplugged it.
All right. Good answer. Let's see. What qualities do you have that would make you a good manager?
I think a good manager needs to be somebody that is understanding, somebody that will actually listen to everybody's proposal to an idea. Say we had a problem and I wanted it to be solved, but I also wanted everybody else on my crew to feel like their decision and their ideas mattered. Therefore, I'd listen to them individually. I'd also listen to them as a group, so we'd always have group interviews. Also, I would take the blame. I would be also right there on the floor with them. So anything that needed to be taken care of, I'd be right there beside them.
All right. What training methods would you prefer if you were selected for this position?
Transformable leader.
I'm sorry?
Transformable leaders, whatever.
Okay. Talk about the balance between not micromanaging but still being involved enough to catch the problems easily. How do you address this issue?
The problems that you're going to encounter whenever you're in management is that your team workers are not going to feel like they're able to come to you and talk to you. That would head off any problems, is if they do feel like they can come and talk to you about anything, that you will listen and you do care about how they feel about their job. If they don't like their job, then they need to find someplace else to go, maybe even a different field. But if they do, I want them to feel comfortable, and I want it to be not a 2-year job, but a job of a lifetime. So I'd make sure that they were taken care of.
Okay. Tell me about a management mistake that you've made in the past. What would you do differently if you had the chance?
I hired an individual that had dropped out of high school, trying to give him an opportunity for a job. Leaving back the idea that it's a good possibility he's going to call in a lot, he's not going to make the right choices that he needs to, considering he's already made one big flop. And I went ahead and I hired him. He made several mistakes, which cost the company money. I will not do that again.
And finally, Angela, how would you discipline an insubordinate employee?
I'm pretty fond of the 3-strike rule and you're out. I think the very first time is you need to bring their attention to the problem, and that gives them an option of either correcting it themselves. Number 2, I would also say that they need to be written up. That way they understand, yes, I'm being serious about this. And number 3, termination, if not being expelled for a little while.
Okay. That's all the questions I've got, Angela. Do you have any questions for us?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. At this time, I would like to thank you for coming in today. We really appreciate that. We have your contact information via your application form,
Okay?
and we will be back in touch to let you know how the proceedings go.
Well,
Okay?
thank you, Bill. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
You have a good